Good afternoon, LAU Post. This is your weekly campus news report. I'm Ynner Lagerqvist.
And I'm Alexandra Ferragamo. The university will receive over $7 million as a part of the $2 trillion stimulus package passed by Congress to address the economic fallout caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. This aid comes shortly after the university temporarily laid off several employees and has yet to issue a statement regarding reimbursements for students for tuition and housing. The emergency relief bill, known as the CARES Act, allots $14 billion in funds to institutions of higher education. According to a letter sent to institutions from Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, about $12 billion of that funding will be distributed to institutions using a formula based on student enrollment. At least 50% of each school's allotment must be reserved to provide students with emergency financial aid. Grants for expenses related to the distribution of campus operations due to COVID-19. Such expenses include food, housing, course materials, technology, healthcare, and childcare. The university has not given any word on if students will be able to receive refunds for the cost of their tuition, housing, or meal plans. This silence comes as other Long Island universities, such as Hofstra, Adelphi, Malloy, and Stony Brook, have all offered some sort of prorated credit or refund for their affected students. In order to receive funding from the CARES Act, each university was required to sign a funding certification and agreement. The agreement states that the recipient must continue to pay all of its employees and contractors during the period of any distributions or closures to the greatest extent practicable. As New York State began battling COVID-19, which now has a stabilized fatality rate averaging about 500 plus deaths per day, the school's administration temporarily laid off workers deemed unsubstantial, leaving employees without a paycheck or health insurance. In a statement given to Newsday, the university said that after reviewing the job duties of employees asked to work remotely, the school concluded that the work performed by some of its employees is not amendable to work remotely. A small percentage of the school's workforce were affected by the layoffs directly, including grounds crew, maintenance, and at least 39 secretaries at the Brookfield campus, and another 48 at the Brooklyn campus, according to Newsday. Athletic trainers, workers in the Information Technology Department, and vital employees at WC, WP, and The Wave, the school's radio stations, were also let go. In response to the layoffs, 103 members of the university's staff have signed a letter to the university president, Dr. Kimberly Klein, and Eric Krasnoff, chairman of the Board of Trustees. Some will suffer from these layoffs, but all we will be able to see and judge, including students from Long Island, who, upon hearing this local news, may no longer consider attending LIU next fall. Laying off workers during a crisis debases the university and meets such harm on the few, the very vulnerable, and generally, the most financially insecure members of the LIU community, the letter stated. As of now, it is unclear how the university will choose to spend the money it has been allotted.
A breaking news update about this story. On Monday evening, Eyewitness News aired a report about LIU students asking for refunds for room and board. In the story, the university issued the following statement. Letters went out today to students regarding adjustments for housing and meal plan costs incurred after the university moved to online learning. We are currently awaiting more information about the refunds and who qualifies for them.
All graduating seniors received an email on Friday, April 10th, signed by Matthew Blanar, Director of Student Affairs, explaining how commencement will play out. The email stated, The culmination of years of hard work has arrived. The commencement ceremony for the class of 2020 at Long Island University will take place on Wednesday, May 20th at 10 a.m. The email further explained how seniors can order a cap and gown. It also revealed how each student will be recognized by a personal graduation slide at commencement. Senior acting major Jules Rivera is disappointed about the decision to make graduation a virtual ceremony. She explained that it denies her the reward to walk at commencement, and that the end will not justify the means. She said, "The idea of having a virtual ceremony is truthfully a slap in the face. I'm now thousands of dollars in debt and don't have a ceremony to look forward to." Each student can purchase regalia online. Prices range from $80 to $190, excluding shipping and handling, which can cost up to $60 for international students. Depending on what degree a student is graduating with, cap and gowns will be shipped directly to a student's home. If a student received a set before the switch, they will need to complete a new form to finalize orders. Senior musical theater major Victoria Ruscio said she refuses to purchase an $80 cap and gown for a ceremony which to some is non-existent. Instead, she bought a cap and gown on Amazon in a color that she prefers. The ceremony, now scheduled for May 20th, is planned to be on a virtual interactive platform. The ceremony, now scheduled for May 20th, is planned to be on a virtual interactive platform. During the commencement, there will be remarks, distinguished speakers, and slides of graduating students. Each senior will have a customized slide including their name, major, and degree. Before graduation, students are asked to add a photo, custom text, and the proper pronunciation of their name. During or after the ceremony, students will be able to download and share their personal slides on social media. The email also informs seniors about a virtual invitation to the commencement ceremony, which students are encouraged to share with their families and friends, with a link to live stream the event. In order for a family and friends to receive a personal invite from the school, students must complete a form which can be found on the university's website.
As the COVID-19 outbreak continues, many formerly busy areas have now been turned into ghost towns. Shannon Miller has more.
COVID-19 has taken New York by storm. With over 250,000 positive cases, the state is the nation's epicenter, affecting both suburban and urban areas. It's causing small and large businesses to close its doors, take precautionary measures, and cancel events. We're here on Main Street in Farmingdale, where roads are empty and businesses are shut down, and it's anything but business as usual. Small businesses like local restaurants are doing what they can, like offering takeout and curbside delivery, to try and remain afloat while people social distance at home.
I never, seen the streets vacant like that. It's kind of scary. I'm out of work, a couple of days a week, and, it's scary. Money's scarce, and, hopefully this blows by soon.
This corner 7-Eleven is a go-to store for many in town, a store which residents say has never closed its doors.
I always go there for my morning coffee, and, it's shocking. Now I got to buy some Keurig cups and make my coffee at home.
If you drive around town, all you'll see are tractor trailers making deliveries to places like Walmart and grocery stores because of high demand due to panic purchasing. This parking lot, where the local urgent care is located, is booming. There are barely any spots available, and patients are lined up around the building as they wait for a coronavirus rapid test. This parking lot at the Farmingdale train station is empty. On any regular day, the lot is full, filled with those who commute to the city, and where residents say it's always difficult to find a spot. A 40-minute train ride away is New York City, also known as the city that never sleeps. It's currently taking a time out from the normal hustle and bustle due to stay-at-home orders put in place by Governor Cuomo. The city's sidewalks and streets, which are usually congested, have become frighteningly bare. There aren't any horns honking, sirens blaring, or pedestrian chatter. Tourist attractions like Radio City Music Hall were forced to close their doors for the time being, and Broadway plays are taking a very long intermission. Businesses capable of having employees work from home have done just that, including everyone's favorite Tonight Show host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi everybody, this is episode 2 of the Tonight Show home edition. Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
And in Times Square, the lights are on, but everyone is home, except for this halal food truck owner who says the stay-at-home orders are bad for business.
4 months, today is $2,000. Today, 200.
He said without residents and tourists visiting the area, his business will unlikely survive the virus. One of the busiest areas in the world is at a standstill, and the uncertainty of how long it will last is on everyone's mind. As the state's stay-at-home orders continue to get pushed back, they also get more extreme. There's an economic shadow that's descended on New York State, and while agile entrepreneurs find means to reopen businesses and connect with a potentially traumatized customer base, the rest of us can do our part by continuing to social distance and take precautionary measures. I'm Shannon Miller, PTV News.
This year's Easter and Passover looked different than usual as dinners were restricted to immediate family only, and religious ceremonies were held on an online format. Matthew Valentino has more about how students at Post celebrated the holidays.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, social distancing and quarantine has forced families to modernize traditions in order to keep everyone happy, safe, and healthy this Easter. LIU Post broadcasting student Samantha Ubell spoke about her social distanced Easter celebration.
This Easter was definitely different for me and my family. I have a really big family and we all live on Long Island. So normally we all get together and go to my uncle's house and there's 25 of us and we all get together and we eat a huge big dinner and then we just spend the day together. But because of quarantine, obviously we couldn't do that. So this year we had dinner with just my immediate family, so everyone who lives in our house, and then we kind of FaceTimed the rest of my family.
Anthony Cavaretta, another student at LIU Post, shares his experience, stating, "It is harder to celebrate Easter without my grandmas."
It made it a lot harder to get through than just every other Easter. Usually it's hard for me to come home for Easter because I dorm at school. Well, I did dorm at school, and it just became difficult for me to come home and drive back. This year it was kind of nice being home for the whole Easter break, kind of. So, but the only problem is there's a lot of stuff that we would do as a family. Like my grandmother would make dessert. She would make ricotta pie, and my other grandmother would make meat pies for Holy Saturday. All that was done by my mom this year, and we had to just deliver it.
The older relatives get, the more you cherish family time. But practicing social distancing is the best choice we can make right now.
Reporting from Howard Beach, New York, I'm Matthew Valentino, Pioneer News.
Due to COVID-19, most major sporting events have been canceled for the foreseeable future. However, that didn't stop players from the NFL from coming together and hosting a tournament on Madden to raise money for COVID-19 relief efforts and to entertain fans. James Waldhof has more.
With NFL players currently unable to train at team facilities because of the spread of COVID-19, more and more are finding ways to connect with fans and provide entertainment. This past week, the NFL decided to hold a players-only Madden 20 tournament. No game seemed to fit better than Madden 20, an NFL video game where people play against each other head-to-head as their favorite teams and players. The tournament featured big-name athletes such as Tyreek Hill, Derwin James, Keenan Allen, and Jarvis Landry. The winner of the tournament would have a donation made in his name to support coronavirus relief efforts. The tournament had some close battles, but the clear two best Madden players in Derwin James and Tyreek Hill met in the finals.
Right there.
It's flooding, Ayo. It's flooding.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Get the floaties out.
It's flooding.
Derwin James would ultimately win against Hill easily by a score of 52-3 and receive the charity donation. The Madden tournament was a big success for many fans yearning for any kind of sports to watch and was viewed through multiple different platforms by hundreds of thousands of people. Madden player and NFL fan Kevin Yo had this to say about the tournament.
I thought the Madden 20 tournament, I thought it was amazing. Great idea. Fun for everybody. It was enjoyable to watch. Didn't find it boring. The people who took part, the players, the people, they made it funny. It was hysterical. Every second of it was enjoyable. And I really think they should do more stuff like this because I think it'll get a lot of people to watch it. A lot of people donate if they want to do it for charity, anything. I think it would be a very good idea to have more tournaments.
While we await the news of what will happen to the 2020 season, the NFL announced there will be more Madden tournaments in the future.
That's all the news we have for today, but the Pioneer Newscast will return next semester to cover all the top stories around campus. This has been Ynner Lagerqvist.
And this has been Alexandra Ferragamo. And before we go, all of us at Pioneer News wanted to say,
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, and have a great summer break.